History was made at EPT Prague in 2019, and not just because it was the last live-streamed event we'd do for a while.
No, it was also only the second time that we would see a two-time winner on the European Poker Tour. Much like the first time, this second winner was not the player you'd expect them to be.
Yeah, so why don't you give this a two-time like and a two-time subscribe.
Ace-10 suited for him.
2,000 to call, about 80,000 to start the hand.
Raised to 4.5K. Oh, Caladu looks interested. King-Jack. Decides to call.
Making this pot pretty ripe for a squeeze.
But Liabert has pocket eights. He calls as well.
Big blind squeeze.
Oh, see a cheap flop with 4-3 off?
It's a pretty fun hand to do it with, but he does not have a ton of chips.
So we're going three-way to the flop. And that flop is ace, 8, 7. Top pair for him. A set of eights for the table chip leader.
I think the table chip leader is about to get table chip leadier.
I mean, the tension wasn't bearable before that chair squeaked. That's just added an extra dimension of tension to this situation.
It's like a worse rim shot.
So a continuation bet of 6,000 gets rid of Caladu So. Bart just falls. This hand going to the turn. That turn card is the 6 of diamonds. And Bart is now a 9-1 favorite.
Not quite mission impossible. But highly improbable.
Doesn't look like she's slowing down. Raised pre, continued flop, and now barrel's turn for 13,000.
It happens to the best of us. You know, you flop top pair, good kicker against the chip leader. And you say to yourself, all right, well, I'm going for max value here.
The river card is a 9! She gets there!
Hachi Machi.
She had 4 outs. She spikes one of them on the river. However, from Bart's perspective, there's a 4-card straight out there. If she does shove river and she's got about pot behind, can he get away from this?
37,000.
37,000. So tempting.
Not quite an all-in.
But pretty committing. I mean, if he were to shove the river, she's not going to fold for the last 19K.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's in his thought process at all.
He gets away from it. He lays down the set, smells a rat, and he is right.
Ah, look at that.
I'm going to go 1 hour more. I'm going to go 7.
He's going to say over.
Well, I'll take the under then.
You got the under,
Yeah.
okay. Is that it?
Yep, that's the one.
Under, way under.
3 hours?
3 hours and 10 minutes. That is too much. I was wondering what was going on with that. I was hoping it would do, like, lifetime.
Things as soon as I mentioned it, I knew there was just going to be an absolute spam of watch time. The thing is, guys, it only updates every 10 minutes, so there's no point, you know, spamming it again 10 minutes out. It's only going to change 10 minutes.
It looks like we got some playable hands shaping up here. Brady's made it 5,000 with pocket 7s. Liebert's in, Baumann's in, and Heisenbelly going to take some pretty sweet pre-flop pot odds with his 10-4.
Wow. Wow,
yes,
wow,
yes,
wow.
Yes!
The car crash you wanted.
Yeah, here it is. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. What an awesome board to be able to continue on, knowing someone's got to have a piece of this, and what big pieces they have. Now you just gotta keep it clean. It's gonna be pretty tough for this to come clean so that you're confident with a set of sevens here.
I was really hoping that Heisenberg would blast off with practically zero equity.
Well, he still has the chance.
Nope, he's going to get out of the way, and we're going to go three-way.
What a nit.
To the turn. That turn card is the 8 of hearts.
God.
Not clean.
That is the nut flush for Gail Baumann, but both Liabert and O'Grady have redraws to houses.
O'Grady does not have as many full house outs as he thinks. K7 would be interesting.
Oh, a wise man once said it's always coming 7. Actually, he wasn't a wise man, he was a slightly confused German.
A Weisenheimer, as we would say.
Is that just a flat from Gail?
Oh, you hate it.
O'Grady calls as well. So still three-way with 127k in the middle as we go to the river, which is the 10 of hearts.
Oh.
Action killer.
Almost a straight flush for Gail Baumann.
You must be looking at your set of sevens thinking, where did it all go wrong?
Not raising the flop?
Oh, he bet the flop.
Oh, of course he did. He was the...
He did everything he could. You can't stop him from coming.
Yeah. But yeah, this kind of feels like complete action killer.
Well, that check, he just amidst defeat
It sounded like it.
Yeah.
You could just hear it in the volume of the thump.
I mean, is there any chance that anyone's calling this bet?
No chance Bart's calling. What should make it 75? Yeah, no one's calling.
That's half of O'Grady's remaining stack.
Still got Liabert to worry about. I don't know what the math is on there being one bigger heart out there, but it can't be good.
There's the fold. And Bart Liabert will also let his hand go. These are the chip leaders coming in to day 3. Roman Herald is the biggest stack in the room with 769k. The player who is second in chips, Xi King Ji, is going to be at our featured table. No surprise to see Bryn Kenny, the beast, in the top 5, along with Luke Marsh from the UK, a player who made a deep run in the PSPC at the start of the year. Pierre Calamusa, a former EPT finalist who was on our featured table yesterday. He folds under the gun. Pocket aces for Gail Baumann. She was right to wait a hand.
Often say, I'll wait for a better spot. Not often that better spot happens immediately and becomes the best spot.
So she's opened to 20,000. Action has been folded to Candelari, who's got kings.
Oh boy. He might be kissing his chips goodbye.
3-bet is to 60,000. With the blinds folding, the action's back on Baumann.
Baumann might be tempted to slow play this pre-flop.
Yep.
She calls. And we go to the flop with 145,000 in the middle. Aces v Kings. The flop is ace-7 deuce. Candelari now has less than 1% equity.
Another waste of a set.
Action check to him. He has the pre-flop betting lead.
There's a board we're going to see him bet mostly. Obviously, if you're going to check a hand, one of the hands that makes the most sense to check is the Kings. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him bet on the small side either.
45k.
Going to see Baumann call and a lot of checks on the turn. It's going to be really hard for Baumann to get all the chips in here. Just not a lot of bluffs that you can float the flop with and then want to bet big on the river.
I mean, I guess the good thing is she starts the hand with not a ton of chips, so being all in won't look super strange.
She calls the 45k and she's got roughly pot behind as we go to the turn, which is the 9 of clubs. He checks again. Continues to slow play it.
I think we're almost certainly going to see a check behind here from Candelari with the king and the king. Unless, of course, he wants to bet small himself to stop himself facing the huge bet on the river.
Does he not see the ace, or?
145,000.
Wow, 145k is a huge bet in this spot.
Well, the problem is, if she shoves, he has to call. I mean, obviously, he can fold, but he's priced himself in.
It's a very interesting spot for Baumann. If she calls, I mean, she always has an ace. He's never going to bluff the river, but when you shove the turn, your opponents should be folded mostly.
Again, she just calls. It's a 95k behind.
Don't you just open muck now? Like,
More than 500,000 in the middle. We can see that Candelari is drawing dead.
how are you ever winning here? Ever.
Yeah, I think when you bet 145,000 on a turn here, your opponent's not going to call you with a worse hand very often.
The driest board.
King
Oh
on the
my
river.
days, man.
King on the river. We have set over set sickness.
I guess Prague is the appropriate place for an icy cold decking. Candelari getting decked over here.
She checks a third time. Candelari wants to see what she's got. It's not that much. And he's thinking, I can get all of it.
He can't.
He shoves, she calls all in. Wow. Doubles up with a set of aces over a rivered set of kings.
Officer, I'd like to report a murder.
Professor Baumann in the poker room with the Candelari.
Huge pot for Baumann.
Why is he looking so annoyed at her?
Maybe annoyed with himself.
You do it to yourself. You do. So coming into day 4, Joe, these are the top 10 stacks in the room. These are the chip leaders. It is the Italian player Luigi Chihada who has the biggest stack right now. Nearly 2.3 million, more than 140 big blinds. Tuna is still among the chip leaders, still a top 5 stack, and he's going to be the biggest stack on our feature table today, and still in the top 10. De Cesare with ace-10 of clubs. Opening under the gun to 40k. I think I just heard the word seat open from one of the outer tables. We may have had an elimination. We'll keep you informed. Tuna calling with King Jack of Hearts. Hvam with Ace Queen on the button.
Look at all these hands. Hvam sounds like an elite terrorist squad. Anti-terror squad.
Glad you corrected that.
Got to bring the Hvam in. It could be terrorists too. Both sides.
Anti-terrorist squad.
That's the A.
So it's a 3-bet to 140,000.
We're bringing in Hvam.
It's the next Tom Clancy game. De Cesare calls. Action back on Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna, Bumblebee Tuna. Hey, yeah, let's take it 3 ways. Let's do it.
Okay, 3 players going to the flop. Ace-10 versus Ace-Queen versus King-Jack.
I love a bloated 3-bet, 3-way pot.
Hvam has the best hand. He has the betting lead, and he's in position. But it's a Jack-7-5 flop with 2 clubs. So this is about Tuna and Cesare. Action has been checked to the pre-flop aggressor. And Hvam checks behind. Turn card for free. That turn card is the 10 of spades. So Hvam does pick up a gut shot. Tuna still ahead with top pair. De Cesare has second pair top kicker and the nut flush draw. And here comes Tuna, wielding his big stack. A bet of 190,000 into a pot of 470,000. Can't believe that Alessio's folding here. Instead, he moves all in.
Wow.
He's played 4 time bank cards so far.
We are early into this day yet.
And he makes the call. Good call. And if De Cesare does not improve on the river, we are going to be down to 24. We will have hit the redraw. Clubs, 10s and aces working for the Italian. 13 outs, but only 1 chance to hit. The river. Right color, wrong suit. De Cesare busts in 25th. And surely Tuna has to be chip leader now with close to 4 million. More importantly, we will stop the clock because we will have the redraw and players will be reassigned seats around the final 3 tables in the EPT Prague main event.
Fast playing it tricky with the queens, coming in with a limp.
Oh, gosh.
Queens against aces, blind on blind. How ridiculous is this?
I'd love to see it, actually.
So fast just calls. Tuna raises with the aces, 110,000. And the thing is, we know that Tuna is aggressive. He has that rep, so Fast won't be reading anything into this.
The shades have actually come off. He's looking very relaxed. Even got a little smirk on his face. This could get very expensive. Really wouldn't even be surprised to see all the chips going right now. Now, if you're Tuna, do you just call here in position?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you knew the strength of your opponent's hand,
Oh, for sure.
of course you can play for stacks now. However, against an unknown hand, I think you've got to just
For sure.
call in position. And there is the just call.
Yeah, I like it. Now, let's just hope for a low board.
You mean you don't want both an ace and a queen?
Oh, okay, right. You're really brutal, GJ. See how she comes across really sweet and innocent? She just wants carnage.
Well, we get a queen,
Wow.
but no ace. In fact, Fast has flopped a full house.
I'd say that's quite a nice flop, isn't it, for Fast? Just
Yeah, I actually don't mind. This is actually, yeah, this is carnage.
Tuna has got Fast covered, but not by much. If this goes all the way, if at any point they end up all in, this will do a lot of damage to Tuna's stack.
This is actually a pretty small bet from Fast. 150k into the 800.
And just a call from Tuna. Turn card. The Jack of Diamonds. So 1.1 million in the middle. Fast the effective stack with 1.43 million behind.
Oh.
A cheeky check. And Tuna checks behind. Greenstein denied. No ace on the river.
Grabs two big green stacks.
Well, that is 2/3 of his stack. 1 million.
Oh,
And Tuna
all
announces all in. And
I mean,
what's there to think about?
I was expecting a snap call myself as well.
Don't slow roll the dude. Get
Oh.
your chips in.
Oh my god.
What's he worried about? Pocket sevens?
No.
There's no way.
If you have sevens, you have sevens. No, he has aces. Full house is good, and that is a full double up for Dietrich Fast through Akin Tuna, and Tuna will be left with just 180k.
What a hand.
So these are the 12 players remaining, and these are the chip leaders, and we can see that there are 3 players in the field who have more than 100 big blinds each. Luke Marsh, Thomas Paiva, and Norbert Szecsi, who is the chip leader with 6.7 million. We're picking up the action with still more than an hour to run on the 2040 blind level.
3 bet from Young Kim to 315,000.
Oh dear.
Wow.
The chip leader has picked up queens in the big blind, and that's why he's so interested in what the 3 bet was. That's why he's so interested in what Young Kim has behind. Four bet coming, and Livshitz is out of here. Szecsi re-raises to 825,000. Well, this could completely change the dynamic.
This looks really strong. A raise from under the gun. Small blind coming in with a free bet. Does he just want to get his chips in now?
So we're blind v blind again with aces and queens once again. It's almost a repeat of yesterday.
And you know how that went.
There is the red triangle. Young Kim goes for it, shoves with the aces, and this is not a snap call for Szecsi. I don't think he's folding. But has to think about this.
You can kind of see it in his face. He knows he could be really, really dominated. Has to call 2.3 million. Head in his hands.
So Young Kim at risk here, but with the best hand as Szecsi makes the call. And this is the biggest pot of the main event so far. 6.4 million in the middle, and we could be about to see a change in the chip lead. Young Kim, a 4-1 favorite. The flop is all diamonds, 9-8-6, and Szecsi has the queen of diamonds. He's just picked up additional outs. 11 in total, queens and diamonds all working for him. It's a flip. 4 of spades on the turn. Young Kim, 1 card away from getting the huge double up and taking the chip lead. The river is a diamond!
Wow.
The sickness, the horror, the bad beat which sends Young Kim to the rail in 9th place.
Queens beat aces again.
Everyone is now guaranteed 241,000 euros. We'll take a look at the prize money in just a moment. But confirmation that we have no short stacks here. 33 big blinds, very playable. Pabal around the 50 big blind mark. The others super deep. Livshitz more than 100 big blinds. I guess the one thing we have going for us is that when we get three-handed, the blind levels will go to 45 minutes rather than 90 minutes. So hopefully we're not going to be here till 5 a.m.
Yeah, I think we're going to see interesting things. If I have to be honest, you asked for a bold prediction. I actually think we're going to see a 2-time winner. I think that Pabal's going to take it. I was really impressed with his play yesterday. He was pulling the trigger in some really dicey situations, had some excellent reads, played against the chip leaders. So even though Livshitz has a commanding lead, Pabal's my pick.
Are we at right now? Hand 23. That is a good question. Lex, when are you streaming again? Because if I'm going to subscribe to your channel, I want the little things to go off, and I want you to say thank you.
I'm streaming on Thursday.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, and the free roll will be Thursday at 4 p.m. But if you do it then you're going to be too late, because you're going to have to get your accounts linked and be subbed by tomorrow 2 p.m.
Oh.
But I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Sunday this week.
So Livshitz opens with King 9. Szecsi defends with 10-5. The flop is Ace-4 deuce.
Livshitz going to continue wrapping a decent hand from under the gun.
There you go, Lex. I've just given you my Twitch Prime subscription.
Bang.
Does it all count the same for you?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
subs
it's all
to
the
sub.
same. Yeah, yeah. Gifted subs, prime subs, regular subs, all the same.
Szecsi, backdoor spades and a gut shot. Wheel draw.
These guys are playing so well. Look at all the pots that they just take away. Even against chip leaders, out of position. Very solid.
Everybody's just seeing the spots and taking them.
Yep.
Livshitz, chip leader with more than 100 bigs. Pabal, the shortest stack, but still has 31 big blinds. Everyone else has more than 60 bigs. still, by the way, have to link my Stars and Twitch accounts, but can't do that here. I will be home tomorrow. That'll be enough time?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I'm not eligible to win any of the prizes in your free rolls, Lex, but that's not the point.
Yes, you are, sir.
I guarantee you they will raid my account and take the money if I win anything. Action folded to the button. King 8 for Piver.
6-5 folds.
And he will call. Szecsi calls as well with Jack 7 in the small. Livshitz can see a free flop with 10 deuce. And he will check his option. I think this is the first three-way post-flop action we've had today.
I think so too, in fact. Ooh.
8-8-7 trips for Piver. Szecsi has paired his 7. How awesome to have 92% of the equity three ways. Gets checked around, and we get a jack on the turn. Szecsi now with a better 2-pair, but still losing to Piver's trips. Livshitz picks up a gut shot.
Yeah, it's an action turn.
Remember, this was unraised pre. Everyone checked the flop. It's been checked to Livshitz on the turn, and the chip leader is betting. 225,000 into 400,000. Piver is going to raise. That's 875k total.
Bet a 7 for some protection, or exactly the hand he has. Wow.
That is another raise.
Oh, wow. More than 2 million from Szecsi. Well, that will get rid of Livshitz. Action now back on Piver, who is a 95% favourite to win this pot with trip 8s. Piver calls. And we are going heads up to the river, and there's nearly 5 million in the middle. Piver, the effective stack here, with 3.8 million behind.
So pretty much what Szecsi is saying here, I have 8-7 or Jack 8.
The river is an ace.
This would be one of the most technical bluffs pulled off in the entire tournament. Oh God, I love this. This man is such a what a gangster.
Szecsi shoves on Piver. It's all into call. Yes, he has the best hand.
He might be a gangster, but I think he's going to end up like Sonny at the toll booth.
It's not an easy call, though, right?
No.
Likely full house in the big blind. Oh my goodness!
This?
Lex, you were right, buddy. Holy.
9-7 with a heart.
He shows
man.
the bluff, and Piver will be sick to his stomach.
Get him a bucket.
Come on.
Livshitz, ace, queen in the small blind.
You remember the nickname for Ace Queen?
Nope.
No.
Isn't it Walking Back to Houston?
What? You're really digging deep.
You never heard that one?
Why did you make that up yourself this week? Oh! There we have your nickname. Look at that.
And the one I invented just 4 days ago, American Airlines for Nikolai Pabal.
Stroke of genius, let me tell you.
I think this spot's gonna explode real soon because Livshitz is calling before the flop exactly to hope Pabal does this, because Pabal is very close or even with the chip leader, and he would pressure Livshitz here.
This could be huge.
I take it back, by the way. TJ Cloutier used walking back to Houston to define ace-king. I have heard it used to describe ace-queen. Ace-king's got enough nicknames.
1.4. 1,400,000.
There it is.
Now, his only saving grace here would be if Pabal slow plays. Just
And
calls.
then it's a bad board.
Yeah.
He does just call. And this hand is going to the flop. Livshitz in big trouble. Really wants to miss this flop by a mile.
He does.
Uh-oh. Top.
He does have diamonds. Or diamond,
I mean,
singular.
He could legitimately go broke on this hand, which would be insane when you consider that he was the chip leader four-way about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah. Pabal is on an incredible rush, assuming he's going to win this hand.
Well, that's going to happen 85% of the time. Livshitz with the pre-flop betting lead. Fires into a pot of nearly 3 million. 725k.
A little bit of awkward sizing. If he gets called here, he has to go all in full pot on the turn. Which is a little bit awkward there. Strategic time bank used.
Well, you really can't get any timing tells off anyone either these days, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Pabal raises to 1.7 million.
Yeah.
Looks like we're playing for stacks on the flop.
And the tough thing for Livshitz is that when he sees that, he's actually happy. So he should be happy. Let's put it that way.
You don't think that this is genuine concern on his face? No, it is not.
All in, snap called, and here we go. Pabal has been all in against Livshitz 3 times, and on those occasions, Pabal was the player at risk. Now, Livshitz is the player on the verge of elimination. 13% equity, looking for a queen to survive.
Diamond gives him some hope.
Livshitz got smashed by the deck this level. Just absolutely broken.
Nobody said poker is fair. Does pick up the flush draw on the turn.
God, what a sweat. Holy Livshitz.
Goes from 2 outs to 10 outs. Any diamond, any queen on the river will save him. The river card is the 7 of hearts, and he is out. From hero to zero, Gabby Livshitz, former chip leader, busts in 4th place. Nikolai Pabal now has the biggest stack of the remaining 3 players. We talked about no one crossing the 15 million mark. Pabal's just crossed the 17 million mark.
Livshitz, dead shits.
Pabal with kings.
Oh boy. Well, this feels like destiny.
There is the shove from Szecsi. There is the call from Pabal. And this is it. We're on the verge of making history. Are we about to see another 2-time winner on the European Poker Tour? Only the second. Vicky Corrin took down San Remo in April 2014 to become the first 2-time champ. 5.5 years later, Nikolai Pabal is on the verge of becoming the second. He needs kings to hold. There is an 82% chance that happens.
Same dealer as the last time it happened. Will it happen again now?
Five cards to come. The flop is 6-4-3. Clubs are not a factor. Szecsi with two immediate outs. Well, that brings chopportunities. Unless there is a 5 or an 8 on the river, we have our two-time champ. And Pabal has done it! King's Hold, he has won his second EPT title. Only the second player in history to have won two main events on the PokerStars European Poker Tour. He took down Barcelona in 2012. He cut through a field of more than 1,000 for a €1 million score, and he's done it again. 1,154 total entries, and he scores more than $1 million. Nikolai Pabal, the winner.